60 Minutes Rewind.
High school basketball is one of the most popular sports in the country, and those who follow it on the national level, particularly college scouts and coaches, are familiar with St. Anthony of Jersey City, New Jersey, and its coach Bob Hurley. Going into this season, St. Anthony had won 23 state championships and 3 national titles under Hurley, who is one of only 3 high school coaches ever inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. In nearly 40 years at St. Anthony, Hurley has never earned more than a $9,000 annual stipend, passing up lucrative college jobs to change lives in the inner city and to help save a small, struggling Catholic school by putting it on a very big stage. One night earlier this month, 8,000 people jammed the Rutgers Athletic Center to watch what was technically the North Jersey non-public Class B finals.
Okay, have a good ball game.
But the game also happened to be for the national championship. It featured the #1 ranked St. Patrick of Elizabeth, New Jersey, with the nation's top prospect, Michael Gilchrist, against one of the most storied programs in America. St. Anthony of Jersey City and its legendary coach Bob Hurley ranked #2.
Enjoy yourself. Ready? Everybody in. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hard work was the mantra as St. Anthony broke the huddle, something they had been doing all year in preparation for this game.
Working that tight handle.
Their practices under Coach Hurley are famous for being among the most intense, grueling workouts in the country at any level of the game. A basketball boot camp unsuited for the uncommitted or the politically correct.
That's right, Josh. Get him. Get him. Get Candy ass out. Sit down, softy.
It's the only coaching job Bob Hurley's ever had, and lots of things have changed in the 39 years that he's been here. But he is not one of them. I mean, you really are old school.
For sure. In this day and age, I'm still one of the most demanding people that the kids are going to come across.
Catch it, face the basket, make a play. He's got to get up closer. You don't just say screen. My God, where next?
But this is not a story about a tyrannical coach who churns out athletes at some high school sports factory. It's about values, loyalty, and commitment at a small inner-city parochial school that doesn't meet anyone's idea of what a basketball powerhouse should look like.
Come on, Mike. Step slide.
St. Anthony is in an old brick building with no gym in a rundown neighborhood not far from the Jersey side of the Hudson River facing New York. There are only 240 students, most of them from families living below the poverty level, who somehow managed to scrape together the $5,000 tuition. And Sister Felicia, who runs St. Anthony, says the standards are every bit as high as Coach Hurley's.
For the past 17 years, 100% of all of our seniors have been accepted into college. And we're proud of that.
That's a pretty remarkable record.
Yes, it is.
But all of this has been under threat for some time now. St. Anthony, like many parochial schools, is deeply in debt and constantly struggling to keep its doors open. It's managed to survive so far for one reason.
I think every school has their own particular talent, and ours obviously is basketball.
And in some ways, St. Anthony is the Juilliard of high school basketball, a place where the gifted and the promising enroll to learn the finer points of positioning, technique, ball movement, and endurance. They are not here to have fun. They're here to get better and to learn how to win from one of the masters. This is your program. There's no mistake about that.
Yeah, I think my fingerprint is on everything that we do. I've had 5 NBA first-round picks. I've had about 150 kids play Division I basketball. I think everybody can be better than they think they can be, and I don't let them dictate. I dictate everything.
Mm-hmm. You're very tough and very demanding on these kids.
But I'm dealing with adolescent males, and in order to get them to perform on a regular basis, these group of people, I have to drive them. It is no question I have to drive them. We would never be as good, even the best teams I've had. There has to be times when you know you have to really push the pedal.
You've never given a day's effort in your life. Have you ever had a job?
Hurley is something of an expert on adolescent males. For 28 years, his day job was working as a probation officer. He knows the streets of Jersey City and their temptations as well as anyone. and he makes sure his kids stay on the straight and narrow. You make the kids sign a contract?
Yes.
When they come here?
Don't know that it's legally binding, but when I have to mete out justice, it's, as far as I'm concerned, it's a legal document. Yeah, it's up to 19, Steve, it's up to 19 things now.
What are some of them?
Alcohol, cigarettes, narcotics is one. Some of them are haircuts, short haircut, no tattoos. Jewelry has to be basic, a ring, a watch.
Do you have drug tests?
I've drug tested entire teams.
Do you have rebels? And do you have people rebel against us?
Oh, yeah. That's why, I think that's why there are hinges on doors. That this is not meant for everybody.
It's meant for bright, talented kids who are committed to earning a college basketball scholarship and competing at the next level.
Move your feet! Move your feet!
Everyone has to try out for the team, and Hurley doesn't do any recruiting. Players or their parents seek him out because of his remarkable record. All of you come here because of Coach Hurley?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All of you?
Yeah. Yes.
Over the years, they have come from far and wide to attend St. Anthony. This year's longest commute belongs to Jimmy Hall, who wakes up every morning at 6 a.m. in Brooklyn and travels by subway, bus, and train across New York City and the Hudson to Jersey City, a commute that can take an hour and a half each way. His mother, Noreen Wiggins, who raised her son in a single-parent home, thought St. Anthony was exactly what he needed.
It's time for Jimmy to grow up. And Coach Hurley is just a part of the piece that's helping him to mature into a young man.
Is this the most demanding situation he's ever been in?
Yes, by all means, it is. It took a little while for him to really realize that, no, Coach Hurley is not trying to kill you, Jimmy. He's really trying to make you be the best player you can be.
Is it worth it?
Yeah, it's worth it. Very much so.
Senior guards Miles Mack, Lucius Jones, and junior forward Kyle Anderson all knew exactly what to expect from Coach Hurley. He admitted to me today he loses it every now and then.
He pretty much puts the fear in your heart, don't mess up. But one thing that makes me pretty happy is when we see Mrs. Hurley come in. That's when you're like, all right, practice is coming to an end. She's coming to save us.
Hurley's wife, Chris, has been St. Anthony's official scorekeeper for the past 25 years and knows a lot more about basketball than the average fan.
Jordan! Floppy! Keep the pressure on!
Together, the couple raised two of St. Anthony's greatest players, Bobby Hurley Jr., who went on to lead Duke to 2 national championships, and his younger brother, Danny, who started Seton Hall and is now the head coach at Wagner College, where Bobby is his chief assistant. Did you feel he was harder on you than some of your teammates?
Yes, and I think almost everyone on my team would say that my dad went out of his way to be harder on me, just to kind of send the message that there was no favoritism on the team. So it was real, Dad, you got to admit.
I think, the treatment that I received, I think it strengthened the relationships I had with the other players.
They felt sorry for you.
I don't know. I think they felt sorry for themselves some days, too. But,
They weren't alone.
Yeah, we were all in it together.
The story will continue after this.
So of all your accomplishments, what are you proudest of?
I've only had 2 kids in 39 years that have not gone to college. And we're extremely proud of that because we think that we've opened up doors in kids' lives that they didn't know that they could do. Their families certainly didn't know they could do it. And it's, because of education, it changes the direction of their life.
There were 23 of them playing college basketball this season, 5 of them in the NCAA tournament for Pittsburgh,
Trayvon Woodall gets an easy one.
Richmond, Villanova, Kansas, and USC.
Coach Hurley would have been proud of that one out at St. Anthony's.
He could have left St. Anthony for the big time long ago. There have been any number of opportunities to coach at the college level, but he's never been that interested in money or glamour, and each time decided to stay put in Jersey City.
Some people may say I just wasn't very ambitious. But, I think my wife and I found that over the years, you just found so many kids that were here that when they come into school, you saw something in them, this potential, and you wanted to see it out. And then 4 years would go by, and then there's another kid in there someplace, freshman, sophomore, and then 8 years have gone by, and all of a sudden it's about 20 years in, and then people started talking to me about, coaching at the college level.
Do you regret that you didn't take any of these college offers?
No, absolutely not. But I don't think I ever really, I don't think I'm built for that. I think I'm where I'm supposed to be. I think I'm good with this age, and I'm good with city kids because, I was a city kid.
There are a lot of inducements for people to move on. There's money. There's the challenge of proving yourself at the next level. You weren't interested in either of those things?
No, I always felt that, the challenge here was pretty strong.
Like the small school with no gym and no money, and trying to raise the bar each year to maintain the level of success. St. Anthony's financial shortfall is $1.2 million each year, and Hurley is the engine that propels the fundraising effort.
I want to make the contribution to St. Anthony. Thank you. Okay, you're welcome.
He hits the speaking circuit.
Salary doesn't change a great deal in this particular school.
High knees, right the half court.
Runs all-year basketball clinics, with all the proceeds going to the school.
1, 2, 3. Hard work! Good job. All right.
He's indispensable. And in addition to helping us financially, he's a role model for the kids and a father figure because they know that he has stayed in the city. He hasn't left them. Money was not something that attracted him. He was here to help them, and the kids appreciate that. Families appreciate that.
Would the school be here right now if it wasn't for Bob Hurley?
Probably not.
Sister Felicia and the entire school were at Rutgers for the national championship game a few weeks ago, and it did not begin well for St. Anthony.
Got this? Relax, guys, relax.
St. Patrick and Michael Gilchrist roasted them in the first half.
Stay in the game! Lucky! Be strong with the ball! It's a long game. Get control here. Keep the pressure on!
But after trailing most of the game, St. Anthony's superior conditioning, poise, and coaching finally turned the tide.
Easy, Miles!
They outscored St. Patrick 23-5 in the final quarter and won in a rout. They closed out the season with their 24th state championship and 4th national title. It was the perfect ending for the season and for our story. The players' dreams had been realized and the lessons well learned.
Every 8-second sprint we ran during the season, everything we've done, every day I've busted your chops, every study hall, does it all seem worth it right now? Valuable lesson learned here.
As for Coach Hurley, he's not going anywhere. He's already plotting another championship season.
Uh-oh. Hey, you want another
Sister Felicia expects him to be around for another 15 years.
Are you going to shoot the ball in the basket?
So he can coach his 20-month-old grandson, Gabe.
Ready?
In fact, it's already begun.
Yes.